and true beauty. Relax, rejuvenate, and renew. Tried and true beauty. Customized facial treatments and so much more. Tried and true beauty. Professional grade retail products. Tried and true beauty. Upgradable service in a relaxing atmosphere. Waxing, makeup, and so many other services we provide with professional grade skincare products. Tried and true beauty. Located at 9330D Tunach Road, Columbia, South Carolina. Book with us today, triedandtruebeauty.com.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world, greetings to you. We are back live in the studios to record the Give Them the Business talk show. I am your co-host, Joy McLaughlin Harris.
And I am the Darren Murphy.
The Darren Murphy. He's always the Darren Murphy,
yes.
You know, the Darren Murphy. He's the co-host.
There's only one.
Oh, one? Darren Murphy? No, you probably can Google your name.
Nah, it's spelled differently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You've already did it?
It's with a Y. I did.
Oh, okay. Great. Well, we have an amazing guest on the show today that we'll like to introduce. Well, no, we're going to let you introduce yourself to the world. Tell them who you are.
Okay, my name is Lee Williams.
Okay, Lee Williams.
Yes, Lee Williams.
It's a pleasure for you to be here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much for coming. I don't know if y'all know who Lee Williams is, but I'm sure he probably just came in from Paris. So we are honored.
Yes.
It's that.
Yes.
Did I say that word
Sitting
right?
in the presence of greatness.
Sitting in the presence of greatness. Every time
and it's transferable.
Yeah, I was just about to say, every time Lee Williams into the room, my baby jumps.
That's it. Hey.
I'm good for the rest of the year.
Hey.
Okay, all right. But we are honored to have you, because I do know how busy you really are. I don't even know how Darren did it.
No problem.
When he say yes, I say okay.
We're here.
We're here.
All right. So we got some good. We're ready to give them the business.
We are.
We're ready to dive right in.
Yeah. So this is a special show. Basically, this is kind of wraps up what we've been doing thus far for the season, and we're talking about after you completed the workbook.
After you complete the workbook, what do you do?
What do you do?
What do you do?
What I mean.
What do you do there?
You start applying.
Oh, you start executing.
Yes, because a lot of times we go to speaker events, we get all this good information, and then we go back and we sit on the couch. For what?
That's true.
I went to a phenomenal speaking event this weekend, and I literally could not sleep.
Wow.
I was so full, I thought I was going crazy. But I immediately had to start writing things down, put plans in motion, and that's pretty much what we're talking about today is after you've written out your plan, your business plan, it's finished. See, a lot of y'all don't know. This was all about a business plan. This book is shaped in a book, but it's a business plan. And once you complete it, you can actually go to the bank, get a loan. You can talk to investors because you have every component of a business plan written out in that workbook.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet, as they say.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I think did we trick some? Did we trick them?
No.
We didn't trick them?
No. So basically, before we even come over here to Lee, that foundation is what's important.
Yeah.
That foundation is what has to be built. And that's what we've been talking about this entire season. Getting that foundation right. So once you get it done, then you can start the execution plan. So why is the foundation important, Lee Williams, as far as, starting a business or being in business for yourself? Why is the foundation important?
Well, I think in anything that you're doing, the foundation is the most important. If you're building a house, the foundation is the most important. Because everything you're building on top of it is supported by your fundamentals, or we would say by your purpose.
Yes.
Right.
So it goes back to your why, because if the foundation changes, if the foundation is shaky, then things are going to be shaky inside the business, inside the house, even inside the business plan.
Right.
And every now and then, though, you do have to renew.
Yes.
It's like you renew your mind in business, you have to renew your plan. Yes. You got to renew your dreams and goals. Because there are things that you could have set out to do before you got married. Right. Things you set out to do before your children were born. Yeah. But now they're born, they graduate, so now you have to go back. Right. And renew your mind, renew your dreams, renew your goals, and put together, maybe adjust some of the foundation or either start a new one.
That's good. Yeah. That's good.
Because you're in a new place.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And you should always be growing to a new place.
Right. So now I might want to add some laminate flooring or something. I might want to make it look better.
That's it.
You know, even if I
the hardwood.
Or the hardwood.
Yeah.
I said laminate. Leave the hardwood.
I got you.
Hardwood floor. You know, change the windows out. You know, work on it.
Well, we were just talking earlier. We were talking about that you max and move.
Right.
It's called, you know, when you're a boxer, you know, you jab, you punch, but in business, you max and move. When God takes you to a level, he doesn't expect for you to stay there.
Yes.
It is for you to max out and learn some stuff, and then you move to another level, and then you can teach others how to follow you to that level.
From glory to glory.
Yeah, otherwise you stay in the first grade. Yes. Why would you want to stay in the first grade?
You helping. I tell y'all, I ain't trying to be funny and put y'all all in my business, but I prayed before I came. I know we're not at church, and I know, but yeah, we really are. But you just making my baby jump on the inside, and you giving me some confirmation for some good stuff. So you say when you get to a certain place, you're not supposed to stay there. You're supposed to move, expand, grow,
well,
do something.
in most situations, if you read the Bible, it talks about, he tells you to go. Most time he didn't tell you to stay.
Right.
And it's like a car. You know, if a car is sitting still, it's hard to steer. But if it's rolling, it's easier to move the wheels. So the real simple thing to understand about how God moves is real simple. When you say, God order my steps, he said, move your feet.
Yes.
So it's easier to work with something that is moving.
Yep.
And when people don't understand it, you got to go back to understand he called us to work. Not necessarily to have a job, but he called us to work.
Right.
That means be productive. That means be moving. So when you're productive, there's an energy. There's something going on. There's something that's about to take place. There's a faith walk. There's a faith move. So with that comes energy, comes everything else, and it's an element that many people are missing because that's what it takes. It's this. I call it fire.
That's good.
And when you have fire, people are going to run.
Oh yeah.
Now it depends on what kind of person it is.
Right.
They either gonna run. They either gonna run.
Away.
They gonna run. They either gonna run to you, or they gonna run away from you.
That's good.
But if they're firefighters, which means they got to stay close to the heat, because that's what the cooking is.
That's it.
That's good.
So then they will go into the fire and they will make things happen because you're not gonna get burned. Remember. So if you know that, if you know what you know,
that's it.
You don't have the fear that other people have.
Yeah.
That's good.
What they do is they run. And you should run toward, not away. David ran toward Goliath.
That's it.
Not away from Goliath. You're supposed to run towards your obstacle. You know, when a hurdle is placed in front of you, it's not placed in front of you to stop.
Yeah.
If you think about a hurdle, it is designed for you to learn how to use muscles you hadn't been using. So if you're used to running and you're good, okay, now it's time to what? Jump.
I'm telling you.
You've maxed out the running.
Yeah.
Now it's time to build your calf muscles. It's time to learn how to come off the ground. But at the same time, you just don't jump up and come back down. You got to come back down running.
Right.
So no matter when your feet hit the ground, you need to be running. And if you think about life, it's the same way. You know, there's an old proverb that talked about what happened in Africa. And they say in Africa every morning when a lion wakes up, he has to outrun the quickest gazelle. Because if he doesn't, he's going to starve. And then it said in Africa, every morning, when the gazelle wakes up, he's got to run faster than the quickest lion. Because if he don't, he's going to be eaten.
Come on.
So the moral of the story is every morning when you wake up, I don't care where you at, you need to be running.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You need to be running.
Man, I love that. I think the show is over. We ain't got to say nothing else. So one of the things I got on the whole thing is when you have that firm foundation, when you've built, you got to continue to be moving. You got to continue to be growing. I tell people I'm a forever student.
Good.
I'm always learning. I'm always expanding. And I always tell people once your mind is stretched, it can never return back to its original form.
Yes.
It can never return back to its original form.
True.
So we built that foundation, and you said you're continuing to move, you're continuing to grow, and you continue to expand. So what do I do? What do I do as far as the execution part of it?
Well, I think it goes back to what you did in the very beginning.
Okay.
It's called, you do the fundamentals again.
Okay.
You have to pray. And you got to pray. You got to be in prayer. And then you got to go back to what's the purpose now.
Okay.
Yes.
Because the purpose you had before got you here.
Okay.
The purpose can be readjusted to get you to another level.
Exactly.
And then you got to have the plan, and that's what you're doing. You're writing out everything in detail, because if you take what's in your head, it's an idea.
Yeah.
But when you put it on paper, it becomes a plan.
Exactly.
And you give out all the details that go along with that, and then you got to put the passion with it.
Okay.
Because if you believe in what you're doing, so you've got the prayer, you've got the purpose, which is your why, right? You got the plan, which is the how to.
That's it.
And then you got the passion, which is what makes it, which is the juice.
That's it. Wow.
It's the juice that makes it happen.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense?
That's good stuff.
Yeah. I mean.
Oh my God.
I'm still stuck on Goliath and David. So I mean, just imagine what that did for Goliath to see this man running at him.
Right.
You know, because I think a lot of times we look at obstacles as, you know, something that is there to block us.
Right.
You know, and we don't really take the time to realize that, you know, after I get past this, what happens?
That's it. That's
you know, and I think there's a phase in every business where you get to the point to where, all right, Lord, is this what you really want me to do?
Right.
But once you get past that moment, it's almost like an airplane taking off.
Right.
You get that turbulence going off as soon as you get.
That's good. That's good.
They balance out. You're like, whoo.
Good point. Now, what you just said is what I believe all entrepreneurs should be focused on. Planes have no worth on the ground. A business was not designed to stay on the ground.
Yes.
That's it.
The business was designed to be airborne. And then what you have to determine in your plan and in your purpose is what's the speed that your business has to be up to get off the ground.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then because the there's an energy that is created from the speed, and the air, that's, you know, air, oxygen, whatever you want to call it, that is going to lift it up. It has to be greater than the weight of the business that you're trying to lift up. That's why you got to know, how many people do I need to get this off the ground?
Exactly.
What type of workforce? What kind of weight force do I have to have in order to get this thing up?
Maximum.
And then it's meant to go through different atmospheres.
Yes.
It ain't meant to just go up and come back down. And you know, you're supposed to be in the air, which means you're supposed to be able to do more than what you were doing before. That's why you can't stop. Because when I heard somebody say, "Well, I'm done," and then that means God's done.
Yeah.
I mean, if you understand what I'm saying, how can you be done?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you ain't dead. How you done?
Exactly.
Right.
Because there's always something else he can pour into you, so you can pour into what? Somebody else.
Yep.
But if you ain't planning on pouring into anybody else because you done, then God might be done.
Yeah. All right.
He might be done with you.
We done?
Right.
Hey, y'all
Back to
doing?
dust. Back to dust. Give me somebody else that ain't done
That's it.
until I say he's done.
That's
it.
it.
Does that make sense?
Oh
That
yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Perfect
That's
sense.
good. And I think when I'm sitting there listening to you talking, I'm thinking about the airplane. That goes back to that moving and that acceleration. And it took people and everything. You got a group of people on there. Now you got some new connections. But once you get in the air, you at a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And you get to see some stuff, and you don't have to wait as long, because now you at another level. So you can get to New York quicker than in the air on this level than if you were on the ground.
Yeah.
So when you get to another level, things can move and expand and grow at a whole different speed.
Exactly.
And when you come up, you can see things that you couldn't see when you was on the ground.
Yes.
And that's what I think God sometimes does when he wants to elevate people.
Good.
But not
That's
the
good.
person that's into themselves, but the
Right.
person that's into helping others.
That's good.
Yeah, because a lot of people, I forget, I think I heard a message or somebody talking about it over the weekend, is that clouds are lower than we think
Oh, yeah.
until you're up in the air.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
right.
so sometimes it feel like, you know, you might have a cloud over your situation, over your business.
Come on now.
But if you keep going, accelerate through it, then it's non-existent at a point.
Yeah.
Or it's not as big as you, it's different because of the perspective.
Perspective, exactly.
It's different.
Yeah, and that goes back to what people's fear is.
Yeah.
It's like you're sitting there, you see a storm, and it's okay if you can't drive and you pull over on the side of the road. But some people pull over on the side of the road because they think the storm is forever.
Yeah.
It's no such thing.
Yeah.
Many times you stop right underneath the bridge, and the storm was over 2 feet on the other side of the bridge.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You know, so you pass. You know, those with faith keep going. Keep going.
Oh, yeah.
And we look in the mirror and we're like, they stop.
Right.
Is it, you just come on 2 more feet.
Come on, yeah.
and it opens up.
Yeah.
And that's the way life is sometimes. I think when obstacles come before you, they come to make you quit.
That's it.
But God knows that if you take one more step,
that's it.
And that's what people don't get. If you quit, but if you had taken one more step,
that's what I was going to meet you.
The devil would have left you alone. Because it stopped. His plan stopped right there.
Yes.
And it was the last thing he was going to do to try to stop you.
Yes.
And you let it happen because you lost faith, you lost belief.
Right.
And you can't outperform your belief level. No matter what you say, at some point in time when people really watch your actions, your actions will never outperform what you really, really, really believe.
That's good.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
So we got to get the belief level up.
That's it.
And the belief level comes up through what? Exposure. And then when you get exposure, you should get more experience.
Yes.
Right.
And you definitely should be more excited.
Right.
See, and that's why entrepreneurs don't need alarm clocks to wake up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because don't wake me. I'm up.
Yeah.
I'm up. I'm ready for the day. You ain't got to wake me up.
For the rooster crow.
Yeah. They talk about hump day. Those payday.
Yeah, that's it.
Every day is payday. Why you ain't excited?
That's it.
So I need some motivation. Look at your checkbook.
That's it.
That's it.
If you ain't got no money in your checkbooks, you should be motivated.
That's it.
Go to work.
Look at your vision. Look at your plan.
Got it.
That's it. And it goes back to purpose. I always tell people we have to really know what our purpose is, who we are in God. And we were talking about identity earlier today.
Yeah.
Knowing your identity, but your identity in God.
Yes.
You know, we look at business as ministry.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure you know who you are and where you're going. And I tell people, don't just exist, live. When you operate in purpose, you live. You have a reason to get up and wake up because he's the reason we live, move, and have our being.
Yeah.
So there's something on the inside, like you said, that drives us, that keeps us going, that keeps us excited and encouraged. And I'm up. No alarm clock. I'm up because purpose. I got to do purpose today.
Right.
That's it.
And for those that don't understand, sometimes entrepreneurs it sounds, you can hear their message sometimes, and it sounds like you're talking about money and you're talking about finances, and you're talking about material stuff all the time. But God provides that. I mean, he provides everything. So you're saying what he provided, we're not supposed to use?
Come on.
Everything that he put on this earth, we're supposed to use to glorify him and lift him up.
That's it.
So we have faith first.
Right.
Our faith is first. Our family is second. Yep. And our finances, your business or your job has to come third.
That's it.
It's just that when it's time for me to handle my finances, I've already prayed. I already believe in God. So I don't have to walk around saying, God. That's cut that out.
Yeah.
I mean, who you trying to impress? He knows what you're really thinking and what you're really doing. My action is showing I have faith. Faith without works is what? Dead. So don't tell me you believe and you ain't doing nothing.
That's it.
Don't tell me that you can't do what you said I can't do. I don't want to hear that. Right. What is it that you can't do if God never fails?
That's it.
What is it that you can't do?
And with God, all things are possible.
Yes.
So I'm telling you, you just got to, and it's now faith.
Is that Sunday or is that Monday? Okay, that's there. Okay, because
every day.
For some, it's just Sunday.
Yeah,
that's just on Sunday. It's like, no, that's every day.
Look, and I tell people too, if you're an entrepreneur, you better have the Lord, and you better trust him and believe him. Because another thing is, like people was talking about the other day, how we make entrepreneurship look so glamorous. It's not always glamorous.
No.
But when we have the Lord on our side and we keep that prayer, we keep that faith, that's what keeps us. I have my moments, but I do have my mentors. I have my friends that I go to that encourage me in the Lord and in what it is that I'm doing. So entrepreneurs, get saved for real.
Yeah.
Because you're going to need the Lord. You're going to need the Lord on your side, I'm telling you.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. That's what hallelujah. Yeah, for real.
And surround yourself with people that's moving and going in that same direction, because you can walk into a room with somebody that can make you feel big.
That's it.
And you're going to walk out that room feeling big. But you can also walk into that same room with somebody that makes you small or think small.
You better run out of the atmosphere. Run out of the atmosphere.
Yeah, it deflates your bigness, and then you walk out of that room small. So you really have to be careful about where you spend your time.
That's good.
Break down your productivity time. This is a good nugget. Write out your hours for the whole day. Figure out where your time is going. Because a lot of times people like say, "I'm just too busy." Are you really?
But are you busy and productive?
Exactly. So write down those busy hours and see exactly what you're really doing.
Right.
You know, that those 2 hours you sit in front of the TV, or you know what I'm saying, write that stuff down so you can see and you can make sure that, all right, from 12 to 1 o'clock, I'm productive because I'm doing this, and this line item that I'm doing is producing this as a result.
That's good.
Yeah.
And then you start trimming down. Okay, well, then you do a priority list. The thing at the bottom, if it ain't being productive, maybe you shouldn't be doing that. What can you put in that place to turn it more productive to get it to the top of the list.
Yeah, because a lot of y'all don't need to be watching TV. You can't afford to be watching TV. I went a year without watching TV. That was one of my most productive years of my life.
Yes.
But y'all watching TV, then I'm going to add on to your plan, and then I'm going to stop talking.
Go ahead.
Even in looking at your hours and stuff like that, look at your finances, because a lot of people say, well, I can't afford it. But then when you look at your bank account, you done went shopping online 10 days in a row, but you can't afford it. Your fast food budget is just off the chain. Y'all know me, run your personal finances like a highly successful business.
That's it.
So all of that ties into that foundational stuff. So, go ahead.
Well, that's good. And in most situations, though, Joy, if you were never taught how to handle money, then you make emotional decisions.
Yes.
That's good.
But money's not emotional. So you don't need to make emotional decisions. You work for money for a period of time, and then after that, money's supposed to be working for you.
Yes.
But if you don't know that plan, then you go from 25 to 65 working for money, and then you end up retiring and not having any. And so what has to happen is training has to come in.
Yes.
That's what coaching has to come in.
Yes.
You know, if I wanted to lose weight and I'm having trouble and I'm struggling, it's one or two reasons. I don't have a plan, or I don't have someone to help me along.
Yes.
And finances is the same way. If people are struggling, in many cases, they need someone to sit down that is not emotionally attached to what they're dealing with, because they're in it. We're on the outside. So therefore, I'm going to make a decision and you're going to follow it, and it has nothing to do with your emotions.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because your feelings will fool you. See, is either feeling or fact.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Right?
That's good.
And so I always tell people that I work with and try to help is that either you want attention or you want an answer. Now, if you want an answer, I'm going to give it to you, and don't come back and tell me about the same thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you just wanted attention.
Yes, exactly.
And you know what they say? Attention. Babies cry for it, and men die for it.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Oh, I love that one.
Oh, and Jesus, this dude know what this show has been themom.com.
Yes,
amazing.
it has. Yes, it
Nothing
has.
but amazing. So one of the most important things that I gathered from, what you and Derek both were saying is in that building up the foundation, then you know what? You start executing, you start moving towards doing something else. So I'm getting ready to build my second house, and I'm going to go back and pretty much use those same foundational steps for my second house. But I got some growth that have taken place during that first house. So now I'm at another place when I'm building the second house. So I'm building my second house. I might be on my third, might be on my fourth. I don't know. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about y'all.
Yeah.
But, so now I know what I need to do. So this book is going to help you do that.
It is.
And you just basically, I tell people all the time, because business owners say, well, what about if I'm already an entrepreneur? Is this book good for me? I say, what you do is you take this book to see if you've built on a firm foundation.
Exactly.
And if you take this book and you realize you haven't done any of these things, you might need to relaunch, start over, do it differently so that your foundation can be firm and things can continue to build and grow on that.
Yeah, because a lot of times when you start the entrepreneur process, especially if you don't have the finances to start. A lot of times people started without the finances to start. Right. So normally you have, when you have the finances, you have your systems, you have your management, you have your skill sets that you know you're going to need, you have your marketing budget that you know you're going to need to carry you through. But if you're not doing that and you're just taking off, then you're in a situation to where you're actually building an airplane while flying it.
Right.
And that's not safe.
Not at all.
That's not safe.
Not at all.
But like you said, with the book, it gives you the opportunity to kind of revisit, what you should have done before you left the ground.
Right.
And to make sure that you're still on some firm foundation.
That's good.
Yeah, don't have what they call poverty pride. Don't be so, ego means edging God out.
That's good.
So don't be at a point where you won't have someone who's already done what you want to do to check out your plan.
Yes.
I mean, it needs to be somebody you trust, because we have some people that might not be too trust, but somebody that you trust, you pray about it, and then have somebody look at the plan and say, okay, does this look okay?
Yeah.
Because you could have built a great house and you have no steps to get to the second floor. So that's not going to work. So someone that's an engineer that knows how to build houses would say, where are the steps?
Yes.
And you got to have somebody.
It's important.
You got to have somebody. You got to have a mentor.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here today.
I told you it was a pleasure.
Look, you need to come back for part 2, 3, 4. This was awesome. It was a blessing for me in a lot of ways, but I'm not going to keep talking about that. But it was confirmation. So thank you just for being here, your presence, and just who you are. Let them know a little bit about, what you do, and make sure they have information to get in contact with you.
No problem. My name is Lee Williams, and I deal with financial services. My job to show people that if they live too long, to make sure they have some money set aside. But at the same time, if something should happen tragically and you die too soon, My job is to make sure that your spouse or your children gets your income for the rest of their lives.
Yes.
So therefore, we put a program together called income protection. So my job is to have these financial bookends put together. If you live too long, you need to have some money. If you die too soon, then you need to have some money. And then we'll show you how to manage the money that you got in your life in the middle.
Yeah.
That's good.
And that's extremely important because, you know, a lot of times we're in a society these days where we think about right now.
Yeah.
We think about ourselves.
Yeah.
But we got to think about our legacy, our children's children. There's too many GoFundMe accounts for burying people. It's ridiculous.
That's poor planning.
It is.
Look, if you were born, you're going to die.
Right.
So if that's the case, you're either going to die and leave something, or you're going to die and leave nothing.
Yes.
And that has a lot to do with the inheritance that you leave for the next generation. If nobody left it for you, you see how you feel about it?
Exactly.
Right.
Don't do the same thing to your children.
Don't do it. Please don't do it.
Help somebody else.
That's it.
Yes.
Man, this was awesome. Yeah, and by the way, guys, this is who helped me to get my stuff together.
Yeah.
Remember when I was talking about on an earlier show how I was starting every year in the red with those taxes because I wasn't pulling nothing? This is the person I sat down with. Don't y'all try to call him, unless y'all want to do what he just said, to tell me you're not putting anything aside. You got to pay God, yourself, your taxes, your bills. I was missing that tax part. And there's some other things he's helped me do to set my foundation up for my family as well. So I'm using the product and services. I am a mentee to what he's done for me and my family. So guys, make sure you reach out to Lee Williams.
Lee Williams, and my phone number is 803-414-7004. 803-414-7004. And we can sit down and talk and then map out a game plan for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I'm just did what Joy said. He was a fire starter for me too.
Awesome.
I remember when I first sat in his class, I was like, hold on, they got a financial class in church? I ain't never seen nothing like this before. I gotta go. When I went, I was like, changed my perspective on everything.
Right.
That next day, I had a conversation with all of my family because we got to change stuff. The more you know, the more you have to do.
Yes.
And, you know, and so I appreciate you, always keeping and holding everybody accountable and pouring these nuggets and stuff. And this is just a perfect way to end this this season. Yeah. So thank you guys.
Again, I'm Joy McLaughlin-Harris.
And I'm Darren Murphy.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
And get the book.
Get the book.
Tried and true beauty. Relax, rejuvenate, and renew. Tried and true beauty. Customized facial treatments and so much more. Tried and true beauty. Professional grade retail products. Tried and true beauty. Upgradable service in a relaxing atmosphere. Waxing, makeup, and so many other services we provide with professional grade skincare products. Tried and true beauty. Located at 9330D, Two Notch Road, Columbia, South Carolina.